Well, I want to put another update on this thing because, wow, it's silver broke through to $15 an ounce now, which is amazing. But they're probably below the cost of production now, even with the low oil prices, and oil prices are, well, fuel is 50% of the operating expense, bare bones operating expense of producing metals. That's pretty much an average. Even though the price of fuel is down, that's probably below the cost of mining. I just want to go over some other things here and call attention to a couple things I did before on the videos. Now, I thought that they'd be blowing up the Middle East by now, but I guess what's going on now, well, it's what's always been going on. Here is Barack Obama with Valerie Jarrett. Valerie Jarrett. Now, you probably don't know if you ever heard of her or what. I did put a video out on her before that she's basically the de facto president. And this comes from Washington insiders that went in the Obama administration. Basically, they call her the de facto president. She is the attorney that basically got the Obamas going into political life, introduced them into the Chicago power circles, and got them, started. Now, everybody that goes to see Obama really has to go through her. Now, one interesting thing about her, though, is this. She was born and raised in Iran. And that definitely, and the fact that Obama pretty much considers himself a Muslim, has a hell of a lot to do with Middle East policy and why the United States has not went to war with Iran or Syria in a direct confrontational manner, which would have brought the price of oil way up and brought the price of gold and silver way up. And I'm going to get on with a little more of this because this is like, I was always thinking that they're just going to tell this guy what the hell to do, but it probably is not exactly what's going on. Well, it obviously is not what's going on because there's a lot of other factors going on. But right now the prices, well, I'm going to probably buy a bunch more silver here pretty soon, but I'm waiting because I'm thinking, hey man, I don't know where the hell low it's gonna go, man. I'll go get some more, but I don't put all my money into silver. I never did and never will, and that's just how it is. I'm not that stupid to do that, and I don't think it's like the savior of the whole world. But free energy is actually the savior of the whole world, and probably frequencies and nutrition is the savior of me. So anyway. Now, the other thing is, the one I'm thinking is going to be the next president is going to be Hillary Clinton. Not that I like her. I think she's evil as all hell. But this is going to be the warmonger president from hell. I'll guarantee you that. Warren Buffett has stated that she's going to be the next president. Now, as far as Michelle Obama, I know they talk about her being president, no way. But, you saw that thing that happened with, I'm going to digress on here. You saw that thing that happened with Joan Rivers. She said that she accused Michelle Obama, not even in a bad way, that she was a transsexual. She wasn't even knocking her or anything like that. It was Joan Rivers. Then what happened? She had a throat operation or something, biopsy on her throat that was unauthorized, not signed off, and her throat closed up, and she died, right? Well, she got shut up, right? And that's just the way things happen, man. And I don't want to mention that again because I'm not going to be the one that's going to let that news die down, man. I'm going to tell you right now, I ain't going to let that news die down because I really think there's a major conspiracy involved there, even if that was her personal physician, something really fishy, big time. Now, as far as Hillary Clinton, I know a lot of people who say, "Oh, Hillary Clinton," but figure this out, man. I'm not going to vote for her. I'm not going to even vote for Jeb Bush or who's going to be up against her, Jeb Bush or Romney. I'm not sure which one. But if you figure this, in the way things are structured in the United States with the Electoral College, most of all the big cities will probably go with Hillary Clinton, empower women and all this kind of stuff, which will bring the entire Electoral College over to her side. And I think she's going to win by a landslide. But she's going to be far different foreign policy than Obama by miles. Now, the thing is that's going on right now, Bippy, Netanyahu, I don't know what the hell they call him Bippy, but there's major antagonism now between Netanyahu or Israel and the United States on the administration level, big time, man. Even like it was just recently, there was, I don't know, somebody in the Obama administration accused Netanyahu of being a wuss or something. I'm like, well, the guy, he saw a lot of action in war, man. He's not a wuss, I'll guarantee you that. But he's kind of a warmonger, and if he had his way, they would have already attacked Iran. So they're being held back, but there's like a lot of frustration going on right now in certain circles in Israel, and I don't really know if there's going to be something that could possibly happen. I don't know. That's the whole key to silver going up. I'm telling you right now. It is when there's a major conflict in the Middle East, there's going to be major destruction of oil refineries, and the price of oil is going to go way the hell up. Now, this guy, I'm going to actually talk about a little bit more, but first, I want to talk a little bit about my old video here from, actually, I don't even know how many oh, wow, yeah, 847 views, right? I talked about this back a long time ago, November 6, 2013, last year. Oil and silver better proof of spot market rigging. And I actually reference this video every time I, post a video about silver. But there's major lawsuits going all the way back to 2000. And I want to mention this because, I know the key to the price of silver and gold going way up and oil, when they all rise together, it will be the Middle East. That, I don't know when that's going to happen. That's the thing. But the thing is, there's also major ongoing lawsuits, actually, to go all the way back to 2000. And part of it is even the former director of the New York Mercantile Exchange, the NYMEX. It shows, and they say there's absolutely the price discovery mechanism that determines the spot prices of oil, silver, and gold and other commodities is far less transparent than what occurs on the stock market exchange. Well, we know that, right? We know that. And now we know there's web bots trading with other web bots, and probably they're going to, when the mines go under, whatever the hell it is, they're going to be out there with their toilet paper cash buying them up, or getting some leverage in there, and then the price will go up. Now, I also said the concept of buying physical silver to break the power of elite is flawed, but buying physical silver is a great protection of one's savings. It actually is over the long term. There's no doubt about it, because eventually, this fiat money bubble is going to break. Right now, the IRS actually put videos out on that before. The IRS is actually going after the ancestors that owe back taxes. They're going after the descendants of people that owe back taxes. They say the ancestors owe back taxes. They're going after the descendants. And FATCA, you have the Foreign Tax Compliance Act and all the new restrictions. It actually caused a lot of people that are U.S. citizens abroad to renounce their citizenship because they don't want to bother with all the compliance rules. And it's also causing people, they're desperate for income. The U.S. government is probably desperate for income. I think there is a problem. And we've seen where we talked about, who was his name again? Paul Volcker talked about, the problems would start to manifest itself around March 2014. That's what he estimated. But, it hasn't happened yet. I don't know. The best of the best don't really know. And that's really what's going on. Now, there's something else, too, because I want to actually mention this. I didn't get many views on this, but I'm not trying to push my videos per se, because I realize so many less important things I think are, not that important, seem to get a lot more views, and it just happens to be the psychology of the giddy minds of the general population. But this is another one I thought was very important. From GMO, genetically modified seeds, to better than organic. Now you can see, a lot of people like that. But what goes on, and I'm showing here, is the Lakowski coil, the multi-wave portable version of that. But basically what they did was they put seeds in plates between two fields of electricity, high voltage electricity, but the electricity wasn't passing through the seeds, but it was just in this field. And what it did, it opened up the DNA, hidden DNA that was in the seeds itself. You can actually do this with genetically modified seeds too. In other words, genetically modified seeds that can't produce their own seeds when from the plant again, you could make them go back to even better. They were making wheat grow in 6 weeks, where it took so many months before, and it was a lot hardier, and it produced a lot more bushels, and it would survive in more harsh climates too. They said, this was actually discovered 15 years ago. I think this is a highly important discovery in a highly important video, but it's like, if I put something out about, a little more giddy rumors about the Rothschilds, it's like, I'm putting out something. I thought this is far more constructive. Anybody could do this too. I'm not sure about if it's going to work as designed, but basically, there's the link to it. There's the link to it. And I'll point you the link on this video. But, while we're talking about the silver and gold, I want to talk about something else. Because coming up in the future, what we're going to have is, after the control of currency by oil, it's going to be control of everything by food supply, which I'm just giving you an answer to. How do you wake up the seeds again? How many people notice? It's vital. It's vital. How do you wake up the seeds again? How do you, they're going to tell you can't even freaking own land and grow your own crops, man. But that's what happens because people don't take, they don't fight back right away. And I'm telling you right now, the actual biggest stumbling block to the New World Order is the United States of America, and its Constitution. It's not the elitist in the United States of America. They're looking to destroy the United States of America, and I don't want them to. Now, the other caveat is, we got this guy here, Vladimir Putin. Now, I'm a little bit not 100% sure what the deal is with him, but I look at a couple damn things with him. I think he may be more of an actor playing his part on a stage, and it's being set up for World War III. I hate to say that, but that may be the deal. The real reason I think this guy is an actor on a stage is that, well, for several reasons. First, a lot of his money's tied up in oil. If he wanted to save the planet, the way to save the planet would be push the hemp product, for one. We already have the tech. It's very simple technology. Just grow hemp. Hemp can replace lots of fuel, lots of oil products that are made with crude oil. He won't do that because it'll hurt his pocketbook. Also, Russia is home for some of the biggest, most brightest, most numerous engineers out there. Well, what happens with things like the new, I talked about the water-powered car in the last video where you split hydrogen from water with special frequencies and electrolysis process. And there's a lot of different things involved. There's like these circular tubes and special frequencies they put through the water that splits off the hydrogen off the water in a very efficient manner. And it's enough hydrogen to run regular engines, right? I'm sure this can be reverse engineered by Russian scientists very easily. And what would happen is that would break the power of the Western dollar because it's backed by oil. But the problem is that would break Putin's power too, because that's where his money comes from, oil. I also talked about the Lukovsky coil very extensively. George Lukovsky, the great Russian scientist that had a discovery. Now, there's a lot of imitations out there. Bob Beck's version is junk. The one that he said he copied from Lukovsky. I think he was just making it up completely. But the original George's Lukovsky coil was something that actually is a life extender. And it was evaluated by medical doctors in hospitals, in prestigious hospitals, experienced medical doctors back in the 30s and 40s, with a 98% cure rate, because how it worked was to strengthen the body. How come Vladimir Putin is not pushing this technology? Because he's one of the elitists. So what I see is coming up, the joke is being played on us. You run from one side to the other, where you think one guy's going to save you. None of them are. They're all in on it. That's the way I look at it. But what I think's coming up for the future is, now this guy Netanyahu could be the loose cannon that could set off a war in the Middle East. But if he does, it probably will be the destruction of Israel too. It may very well be. But if that happens, I think it's written, and the Jews will rebound and come out stronger in the long run. That's what I personally think. I know a lot of people on YouTube don't like Jewish people at all, and I'm like, I don't know. But that pisses me off, to tell you the truth, because people don't really see the whole deal. You only see the brainwash deal. You don't see the whole deal. But this guy actually is a loose cannon, Netanyahu. He can actually set off an attack on Iran. If that happens, all the prices of commodities will change overnight, immediately. Everything will change. Gold and oil will immediately go way the hell up. Gold and oil, and you know what will happen with silver? It'll start going up again. But as it is right now with Obama, Osama Obama, whatever his name is, he's not going to allow that. And the reason is his top advisor was born and raised in Iran, and he's basically highly sympathetic to Muslims, all the way. So that's why the policy has not been this way. If Dick Cheney was freaking as president of the United States, it would have been a totally different situation. Totally. So it does matter who the hell you vote for, but I got a feeling the next time it's going to be Hillary. I don't think it's just a feeling. It's like looking at not that I'm going to vote for her, not that I want this to happen. I think she's an evil lady. I mean, they showed this way back in Watergate. She was actually fired from the team because she was so damn dishonest and such a liar. She doesn't give a shit about nothing, man. She doesn't care enough about nothing. But there's going to be enough people that are going to vote for her. I'll guarantee you that, in the cities. And that's going to carry the Electoral College. I hate to say it, but that's going to be it. Now, as far as Michelle Obama, she probably, what Joan Rivers said about her is probably true. And, not that I really care so much about that so much, but Joan Rivers wasn't even saying it about her, that she was transsexual or anything like that in a meaning way or a descending way or whatever, or trying to make a judgment on anything. But, I'm highly suspicious of Joan Rivers' death. Big time. But anyway, getting back to the situation with the gold and silver, actually, where the black swan event that could possibly happen could be from Netanyahu himself. There's a lot of tensions coming out between. I don't know this though. I don't know this. I'm telling you that I do know that it's not the debt. It's not the supply and demand issues. It's not how much, what's going on in the economy right now. It's really what's mattering so much with all these price changes and stuff. What's going to really, right now I know what they're doing too, because what they're doing is they're trying to punish this guy. But then again, I don't think that's the whole game. I think he's in on the whole deal. He is New World Order, but he wants a little bit different the way he wants things his way. He wants it his way, and the rest of them aren't allowing it. And he's trying to make it look like he's the good guy, and they're the bad guy. But the point is, I'll tell you again, if he was really the good guy, he would be pushing the industrial hemp. He'd be pushing the cancer cures. He'd be pushing that Lukowski coil device, which is well known now. We have all the plans for. And he'd be pushing the free energy from hydrogen from water. But he's not. He's not. He's just antagonistic with the deal he's getting in the New World Order. He don't like it. But, it just may be the whole way that things are going to play out. And it'll probably come to a major conflict. And that's what Ted Turner would want, That's what Ted Turner would want, right? So, I hate to say this stuff. It's kind of doom and gloom, but it's probably reality to the max. But when things go heated up for silver, gold, and all this type of stuff, the more tensions you have in the world, the higher the price, what brings up the price of oil? It's going to be the Middle East. It's going to be the Middle East. Even though we don't need this stuff. You know, actually, I don't know. I don't have the technical expertise to freaking, say, hey, I'm going to figure out how to freaking split hydrogen from water in an extremely efficient manner and run a regular internal combustion engine off of that. If I could, I'll definitely put it out there. I know how to do some crude stuff. But the future is far different. What's going to happen in the future than what's going on today. And again, I want to point to this video again because I thought it was, well, I don't know if the video was so great. I mean, I think the information, it was very good. From GMO seeds to better and organic, because the way they're going to get you in the future is they're going to own, they're not going to own you through like the crude oil prices or the commodity prices. They're going to own you through the food. You can actually restore the seeds back to organic again. Now, I haven't tried this, but I know I put the link where the scientific studies are, and they said this was a solution to the world hunger problems. The elite are spiteful. And speaking of spiteful people, you got some of that stuff on YouTube. Like, what the hell is that? That CD2 guy? He knocks every single person in the freaking silver community to the max. And I'm like saying to myself, the guy's just as spiteful as anybody, on Elite, except he's somebody out there on an island in Canada and BFE someplace thinking he knows everything in the world. And nobody does, to tell you the truth. Nobody expected this stuff that much. I mean, I know there's a lot of people flip-flopping back and forth, but to tell you the truth, man, I'm just a person that I'll just, I don't really care, man. I got the silver, man, and that's the way it's going to be. And I'm not really interested in selling it till it goes up to some highly exorbitant amount. I'm thinking that when it goes up, the price of food is going to be way the hell up, and the price of oil is going to be way the hell up. And right now, I'm working on ways to work with the energy too. But again, spot market rigging, and actually I said a couple other things on this video that was pretty strong about what happened in the Gulf of Mexico with the oil spill in 2010. They all knew it ahead of time. Man. And they bet accordingly. But it's a well-known caveat, axiom, fact, whatever the hell, caveat, whatever, that the traders know that the spot market on oil especially is rigged, and which goes along with the rest of the commodities. And that is exactly what goes on with the agricultural products too. And that is exactly how the big conglomerates have taken over all the agricultural produce in the world by manipulating the market up and down, squeezing out the little guys. So don't you get squeezed out. Don't you get squeezed out. Now, my advice always was to buy some, always get silver, always get the silver, because eventually the price is, when it's going to go up to extraordinary amounts, is when we have extreme global tension, and there's going to be a lot of other problems in other ways. And you're going to need it. So I'm actually looking ahead, not just with the silver, I'm looking ahead with what the elite, the oil prices are doing. And when the oil prices, I think, are going to go way up due to global tensions in the Middle East, I don't know when that's going to happen. And it looks like what's pretty damn, like it could happen any time because of Netanyahu. But the real reason it hasn't gone up is really because of her. She controls him. Valerie Jarrett controls him. She was born and raised in Iran. And he's got, Nobel Peace Prize winner Obama does not want to have any conflict with his fellow Muslims or anything like that. But there's a lot of stuff going on. But this office of the presidency does actually have a major influence on what's really going on, even though there's a lot of other forces going on. And the next time, I think it's going to be warmonger Hillary. And you know how she cackled and laughed when Gaddafi was dragged in the street? And a wicked witch of the West, man. I don't like this lady, but she's going to get the votes. And, this is the problem in the USA. We get the leadership that the people deserve. We're going to get her because the people deserve her, and we got him because the people deserve him. That's really what it comes down to. You might not feel. I wouldn't vote for either one. I didn't vote for Romney or Obama, and I said I took other. But the people will do it to themselves every time, and basically that's what people do when they start getting when they want to vote themselves wealth. They get it. That's what happens with democracy, and that's why democracy breaks down into tyranny. We don't have a democracy in the United States. We have a constitutional republic. And we got to go back to constitutional money all the way, which is backed by silver and gold, which should be cheap enough. I like to see them now at this price here. Everybody can use silver now, but nobody will. Nobody will. I'll be getting some more later on, but I don't know how much lower it's going to go. I mean, I could be wrong. It's going to go, when it goes down, everybody thinks it's going to keep going down. When it goes up, everybody swears up and down. When it was going up over 40, you'd be cussing you out if you said it wasn't going to go to 100. So the psychology right now is like what Jim Rogers was talking about. Jim Rogers said, "Oh yeah, I can't wait till everybody gets despondent so I can buy it up." And everybody thinks he's a hero. Anyway, over and out. Like I said, I want to repeat that again about the big caveat is the Middle East. It's what's going to happen in the Middle East. When that happens and oil refineries get blown up, the oil prices goes way the hell up. Gold is going to go way up too. And when gold goes way up, so does silver. When oil takes off in a very hard bull run, that's when the correlation between oil and silver gets tight. Otherwise, there's not much of a correlation. Not much of a correlation. And it's almost all the time when the oil prices go up is due to the Middle East. But we already got the technology to freaking eliminate oil, but they're not going to allow that. If I knew what the technology was to freaking run an internal combustion engine off of something that was splitting hydrogen off of water, like in a true sense, not just a little add-on feature, I would put it out here. But I think that technology exists, and actually I'm going to look into it a little more piecemeal, but I doubt I'm going to be able to get that far with it. I doubt. I just know I could probably get something that can help a little bit. But anyway, over and out. So just stick with the damn stuff because it will play out. And silver has been known as the devil's metal for a reason. For a reason. And this is the reason. You're seeing it right now. You're seeing it right now. So, I don't work for any. Oh, I'm going to add this on the end. It's going to be pretty long with this damn thing. We're showing Vladimir Putin here. I don't have any association with any bullion dealer, any David Morgan, Eric Sprout. I don't have any association with any of those guys. I don't have any association with. I heard SGT Bull sometimes put some of my videos on his channel. I don't have any association with him. If he puts some of my videos on his channel, I don't know what the hell he's doing. I have no idea what the hell somebody's posting, my videos on. I don't know. I have no idea. I have zero association with anybody. Anybody. I don't like the freaking Wall Street, and I'm like, screw them, and I'd rather have the silver. The hell with them. And Vladimir Putin, this guy, he's an elitist. He just doesn't like the exact deal he's getting. If he was really a true blue guy all the way, like I told you, he'd be pushing industrial hemp. He'd be pushing that Lakosky coil for a multi-wave oscillator for health, for the good health of his Russian citizens. He'd be pushing, technology to split hydrogen from water, but he's not, because that would hurt his bank account. He's not. He just wants a bigger slice of the pie, and that's what he's pissed off at. And none of them are any good on the top. That's what I'm going to tell you right now. But I got you some solutions, man. I got you some solutions. Take a look at that maybe my presentation wasn't the best, but that information about breaking the primeval code on genetically modified seeds is an extremely, extremely important video. And I didn't realize a lot of people weren't looking at it till now, and I says, whoa. They look at the stuff that I don't think is important. It's the way it goes, man. Giddy rumors, man. Anyway, over and out.